What's happening, people? Welcome back to the Sound Design channel. My name is La. It's been a little while since I've done any tutorials for you guys. I've just been a bit busy with my location and all sorts of stuff outside of doing tutorials. So yeah, I'm going to show you how to make a kind of squelchy, deep house, melodic techno style bass. Not exactly sure what the proper name of this is, but when you hear it, you might see what I mean when I say squelchy. So yeah, here's the little demo. So. Right, so it's got this real squelchy tone to it, very deep and moody. It's also got this kind of high-end strange sound going on to it, which is this noise oscillator here, which I'm going to show you. Something you can choose to have on the sound, whether you want it or not. The sounds are taken from, like all the sounds, the drums, everything. There's even a bit of a vocal here, but I've not shown you. But all the sounds are taken from the Melodic Techno course, which I was a part of. I did a little module on there. So yeah, make sure you check that out. The link will be down in the description. But let's make this sound from scratch and see what's going on. I'll duplicate it so we have the volume adjusted -7 just so it works around the kick. Solo here. The MIDI is taken from the pack as well, but it's quite simple. It's just these 16 notes rhythms that are playing around the kick. I think I added a few little notes here and there as well just to add a little bit of groove. So let's go to the sound and we will just initialize this. Okay, so to start off with, we want to use the sub oscillator, and we're just going to use the square wave. You can leave the volume as it is, but we're going to bring it down 2 oscillators. 2 octaves, not oscillators. And then we're going to put the sub oscillator on as well. It's important that we do that, so because this is going to be quite harmonic. If we just listen to it on its own, that's a square wave with no filtering going on, but we need the filter to be... Oh, yeah, it needs to be on. So now it's filtering and we've pressed this one, so it's activated onto this one. Okay, we want to make this a little bit stronger to take away quite a bit of the high information there. We can bring this all the way down and the resonance as well, and we're going to be adding this with an envelope. So first, for the envelope 1, it's very simple. We're just going to bring it like this, a bit of release. So it's slightly sustained, but it dies off a little bit, and it doesn't die off too quickly or too abruptly. There's a bit of release, maybe a little bit less. Envelope 2, we want this to be very short and snappy, like this, with a bit of release. And then we're going to add this onto here, and it's going to make the sound very punchy, a bit like that. But it's very quiet. I'll turn it up in a second. We want the resonance to do the same thing, and we're going to add some drive. Okay, so now what we've created is the sub punch, which is what this is here, the square wave. It's a nice subby punch. It might be too low. We can go up. Yeah, let's try there. And then with this oscillator A, this is where we're going to add this kind of unique tone, which is going to take them from the spectral folder. And then we go to Squelchy 3. And with this, we want to change it a little bit. We're going to morph it. And yeah, the filtering's on. That's all good. And then we're going to put this on bend. So bend plus and minus. It's going to just bend the shape a little bit. And you can hear it. It does change it quite drastically. This needs to be down an octave as well. I believe it's down 2. Okay. Want full volume on this. The other thing that's important is to choose the phase where this is playing from. We're going to choose all the way over here. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. So we're getting there. We just need to put it into mono. Not legato, but we want a little bit of glide. That's only in case you play some notes that are going to be next to each other, but that's how we had it on the original. Now we're going to open it up a little bit more. We'll go around 280. Now we're getting more of the tone that we want. We still need to do a bit more work, so let's add the noise oscillator. And this is the kind of strange addition. You might not want to have this on, but you might do as well because it's quite unique. So we're going to put this onto a one shot, and we're going to have it so it plays with the key tracking. So if you work up and down the keyboard, it will react to it. We also actually want that to be on the filter as well. As you can hear, that makes a big difference. There's one thing I forgot there, it reminded me. So as you play up and down the keyboard, it will make a difference. And then you can hear this kind of whistling almost sound coming through here. We're going to pitch this quite high up. The original was on 37. And then we're going to put this random over. So this is going to make it play a random phases in the sound. Now we're getting this kind of like... Now you can always turn this down if you want, if you don't want it to be too obvious. I think on the original we had it quite loud like this. I'm going to have it a little bit lower. Just a little detail there. Now we're going to go into the effects. In the effects we're going to start with, if I remember correctly, a delay. With a delay we can just filter it a little bit, put it on ping pong. We're going to put the feedback quite high, and this is just going to be for the high end information for this kind of this oscillator here. It's not really going to be for the low end information, that's why we filtered it. For this we're going to create a bit of a like slap delay. So on this 16, so it's going to be a very quick delay, and then on the left side we're going to change this to 8, and we can offset it a little bit here. Yeah, there we go. To bring the mix down a bit, we don't want it to be super obvious. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and now we're going to add a little bit of width. With the width, we can actually put this after the delay. So with the with this hyper and dimension, we're going to add a little bit of size here. Bring this down for now. There we go. That's all we need there. You can play around with this. I think we want a little bit of this. Yeah, just adding a little bit of detune is quite nice. Okay, cool. And the last thing we're going to do is a little bit of boosting with an EQ. So we're just going to add a bit more low end there. So just add this shelf that's already here, add the gain, and then bring this frequency over a little bit. Ooh, there we go. And let's just turn it down a bit here. So we're choosing to boost those lower frequencies and not boost the high frequencies, so it gets nice and meaty. And then we just turn down the overall volume. And there we go. We have our squelchy bass. You can go further with this. You could add an additional oscillator if you wanted to. Say if you pitch this down as well, and we put this on, say, something like this. So we're adding a bit of width with this one, and we want to make sure that we filter this one as well. We could put this up an octave. So you can hear that's adding a bit more stereo information. It's also adding a higher harmonic, but you know, it's up to you whether you want that in there. You might want a deep subby kind of sound. And also again, you could take this away and you've got this nice stab. But that little electricity detail is quite nice, especially in Kontakt. So let's listen to it in Kontakt now. I'll put the sidechain on for the kick. Take this one away. And let's have a little listen. A little bit more openness here. A bit more drive. There we go. There we have it, guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this one and it inspired you to make your own sounds, or if you just want to copy this sound, or if you want to grab it yourself, the link will be down below where you can grab it from the pack along with a lot of other great presets. Cool. Thank you very much. I've been La. I'll catch you in the next video.